In this lesson, we're going to provide a quick summary of cloud advising, including the phases of a cloud migration, a basic summary of cloud assessments, defining key stakeholders, understanding a gap analysis, and a basic summary of the different types of evaluations an organization can perform. First, let's discuss the phases of a cloud migration. A cloud migration is the process of moving data, applications, and other business processes from an on-premise environment to a cloud-based infrastructure. This process can be complex and requires careful planning and execution to ensure a smooth transition. There are 5 phases to a cloud migration. First, the discovery of resources. Second, the suitability of resources for deployment. Third, the mapping of applications and services to solutions. Fourth, the migration of servers, services, and applications. And fifth, the operational support of cloud services. Next, let's discuss some of the basics of a cloud assessment. A cloud assessment, also known as a feasibility study, is an essential step in the process of migrating to the cloud. It involves a thorough examination of an organization's readiness for cloud migration and helps to identify any unique business requirements, IT infrastructure, applications, and dependencies that may need to be addressed. Cloud assessments include many different actions, including an examination of the organization's business requirements, current IT infrastructure, orchestration needs, identification of applications and their dependencies, evaluating network functionality, and identifying the required documentation for the organization's new cloud-based systems. Next, let's discuss key stakeholders. A key stakeholder is an individual or group that has a significant interest or concern in the outcome of a project, initiative, or organization. They may have the ability to influence the decision-making process, or they may be impacted by the outcome of the project. Key stakeholders can include, but are not limited to, executives, managers, employees, customers, suppliers, and shareholders. In the context of a cloud assessment and migration, your key stakeholders may also include individuals or groups within your governance, operations, business management, and information technology areas of your organization, as well as the roles that may have specific concerns, level of influence, and interest relating to the project in these different areas. Now, identifying and effectively working with key stakeholders is crucial to the success of any project because it helps to ensure the concerns and needs of all the relevant parties are being properly addressed. Next, let's discuss a gap analysis. Now, a gap analysis is the process of evaluating the differences between an organization's current performance and its desired performance. The goal of the analysis is to identify any areas for improvement that can be made in order to bridge the gap between the current and the desired states. Conducting a gap analysis can be a really valuable tool for organizations that are looking to improve their operations, processes, and overall performance. A technical gap analysis and a business gap analysis are both important steps in assessing an organization's readiness for a cloud migration. A technical gap analysis involves identifying any technical limitations or obstacles that may prevent the organization from migrating into the cloud. This includes evaluating the organization's current IT infrastructure, such as their servers and virtualization, to determine if they're suitable for cloud migration, as well as identifying any technical dependencies that may need to be addressed. A business gap analysis, on the other hand, involves identifying any business limitations or obstacles that may prevent the organization from migrating to the cloud. This includes evaluating the organization's unique business requirements, such as budget constraints, security needs, or compliance specifications, and identifying any business processes or operations that may need to be modified or restructured. Both a technical gap analysis and a business gap analysis are considered essential for identifying any potential issues that may arise during a cloud migration and to develop a plan for addressing those things that may come up. Together, a technical gap analysis and a business gap analysis are going to provide you with a comprehensive assessment of an organization's readiness for moving into a cloud migration, as well as enabling them to make informed decisions about their migration strategy. Next, let's discuss the different types of evaluations that an organization could perform. These evaluations include things like pilot programs, success criteria, benchmarks, proof of concept, proof of value, and reporting. Now, a pilot program is a small-scale project that tests the logistics, proves the value of the migration, and reveals any weaknesses in the deployment. Success criteria is a way to measure whether or not a project meets its objectives, which is defined in a series of key performance indicators, known as KPIs, that are usually related to the organization's overall strategy. Benchmarks are a method for businesses to gauge the potential outcome of a specific change by comparing their current results to the standard performance of their industry. This allows an organization to determine if they're in line with their competitors. Additionally, benchmarks can be applied to internal processes too by comparing them to established industry standards and identifying areas where a company deviates, thereby allowing them to make informed decisions on whether or not to adjust their policies. A proof of concept, also known as a POC, is a small-scale test of a specific service or application in a cloud environment, usually before committing to a full-scale deployment. The purpose of a proof of concept is to demonstrate the feasibility and potential benefits of a particular cloud solution, as well as to identify any potential issues or areas for improvement. A proof of concept typically is going to involve a limited number of users or a specific aspect of the solution being tested, and is often conducted as part of a larger pilot program. Now, a proof of value, also known as a POV, is considered a demonstration of the actual value or return on investment that a particular cloud solution can provide for an organization. This usually includes factors such as cost savings, improved efficiencies, increased scalability, or greater flexibility. A proof of value evaluation is typically going to involve a larger scale deployment of the solution and includes a more comprehensive evaluation of its performance and its impact. The goal in conducting a proof of value evaluation is to provide a clear and measurable assessment of the benefits of a given cloud solution, which can then be used to justify its implementation and budget requirements. So remember, for the exam, it's important to understand the basics of cloud advising, including the phases of cloud migration, a basic understanding of cloud assessments, key stakeholders, gap analysis, and the different types of evaluations that your organization can perform.